Alright, this is SparcMan. Welcome back to the Colobot Chronicles. We're going to start up our next mission, and we have left the Earth. We're going out into space. And before we start exploring other new worlds, we're going to go to a green moon. Why is it green? I don't know. Anyways, so we have to make a pit stop at the moon before we go traveling off into space. And we're going to learn a little bit more about things that we need to do when we're out traveling on our own. Alright. Let's hit our F1, see what they want us to do. Alright. Okay. So before we have to collect 4 chunks of titanium ore and bring them back to your spaceship. You're supposed to build a flying bot. Okay, it tells you to look at the satellite report. We haven't even covered that yet. We'll get to that in just a bit. Let's see, there's a program that might help you in your task. We're not going to worry about their programs. We can take a look at it, but so we need a research program to create winged bots, and winged bots will also allow the program for winged bots will also allow our astronaut to fly, which he cannot fly right now. Let's see. So that's what it says here. The research program will make your propulsion reactor and your personal survival kit operational. In other words, enables us to fly. And let's see. So it says to produce a wing grabber, collect 4 chunks of titanium ore, and bring the winged grabber and the wheeled grabber along with you when you take off. So we have to have 4 chunks of titanium ore, we have to have the winged grabber, and we have to have the wheeled grabber on the spaceship when we leave in order to complete the mission. Let's see. Be careful that your wing bot does not run out of power. Replace the power source before leaving the spaceship. That's fine. Let's see. In order not to lose your way along the use the mini-map on the lower right-hand corner. So it just tells you about using the mini-map. Here, if we look at our satellite report, it gives us information. Most of that's pretty nonsense. But it tells you the tiny titanium ore, there's some on the surface, no uranium ore, and nothing buried in the subsoil, which is something we don't have to deal with just yet. The terrain is uneven for wheeled bots, which is why we have to build the wing one, and this is the program that they give you. It's just a really simple program that allows a bot to switch a power cell for one that's sitting right in front of it. And the interesting thing about the bots is they only need power for propulsion. They don't actually need power to use the little to grab and pick up things. So they can literally you can select where they grab down here on the bottom, either behind the power cell or in front. So you could pick up your own power cell. Oh, now it doesn't have any power. It can't move. You could put it down behind it. Now note, there's no power, but the little robot arm still works even without power. Just a convenience thing, I guess. Alright, so anyway, like the previous missions, I've created a pre-made script that pretty much does everything for us, just for the sake of laziness. We'll go ahead and do that. So moon first, that's the mission. Alright, so we hit OK. I don't think this one is quite as comprehensive as the other one. Let me use the keys here to move it a little bit before we do anything. Alright, waiting for a research center, so it's going to make me place the research center on my own. You might notice something interesting off in the distance. We'll take a look at that in just a bit. Alright, so our research is going to be this one right here. Now you can see our bot here is holding a power cell, just waiting for us for the research center to actually come into existence. Okay. Now, you can hear the bot moving. There he is. Alright. think I'm going to have to put the titanium cube in there in the bot factory as well. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and hit the research program, select our astronaut again. Alright, so he's waiting for a bot factory. So we'll have to do that part also. Alright, so it just says right here at the top, we can fly with shift and control. That applies to both our astronaut and flying bots. Alright, let's make our bot factory. Have to make sure we move our astronaut out of the way after the bot factory is done. The bot factory is always manufactured with the opening facing the astronaut. Alright, so let's get out of the bot's way. There we are. So it's, I don't know what it's doing there. Alright. I think I'm going to have to adjust the volume here. I think the game volume's a little bit overwhelming on my voice here. Alright, waiting for a wind grabber. Alright, let's select our buildings. Bot factory. It's got a titanium cube sitting there. Let's go ahead and create the wind grabber. Let's see what our robot does when it's done. Okay. New bot available. Okay. There we go. And wind grabber ready. Now, I don't remember what I programmed it to do next. I think it's just making some space on the ship for the ore. Okay, waiting for ore to be delivered. Otherwise, the stuff tends to get in the way. The same sort of problem we had with the other program. Had to move those power cells. Alright, so we're going to load the same program here again. Most of these programs here are not mine. They're different programs that the community had uploaded at some point. Back when there was a community for this game. It's pretty much died off now. Alright, so yeah, we can sort of say the same thing. If category equals wheel grabber, alright, then it does these things. The radar command you see a lot. It's basically used to find an object. In most cases, the default command just finds the closest occurrence of that object, and that does contain like position information, like we assign it to the RDR variable. So RDR.position is a three-dimensional position in space, and the goto command, unlike basic goto, is a physical movement command. Tells the bot to travel to that position. All right. Anyway, and then there's of course a else command down here, or an else down here, and this part is for the winged grabber. All right. So we'll go ahead and hit OK, and we'll go ahead and tell it to run. So it's going to head out. It's already programmed to find. We can actually look at the program as it's running. Actually, it normally pauses, but you can have it run while you're in there. Let's see. So what is it doing right now? It's looking for titanium ore. So it grabs the nearest titanium ore. In this case, it doesn't grab the nearest titanium ore because the nearest is most likely going to be sitting on your spaceship after you've gotten the first one. So yeah, it's already grabbed one and brought it back. So while it's doing that, let's play around a little bit with flying. Alright, so here we are, flying around the moon. Now you see at the bottom, over by the radar, there's a little bar. This is your heat, your temperature. Alright, we just found something here. This is LRV, Lunar Rover. We can actually select this. It's kind of a fun little Easter egg that they throw in. It doesn't actually serve any purpose, it's just kind of there for fun. We can put it on our spaceship if we want when we take off, but like everything else, it doesn't follow us to the next mission. It's just there for fun. Just something to explore.